So family, this amazing story comes from Colorado. A Colorado town has been left without a police department after the entire department quits because this department has so much corruption and so much misconduct to the point where they only had 3 cops left, and even those cops are gonna quit. That is amazing. And so the town of Springfield, Colorado has had some problems with their police since 2019. And apparently they had to fire their police chief for alleged unprofessional conduct. And also they later paid out $50,000 to settle claims that one of his officers acted inappropriately towards a 15-year-old girl. I mean, it's just, the list goes on and on, but the residents of the area will not be left without law enforcement. That is just, y'all, it gets worse. So in the same report that revealed all this, we also discovered that they had to fire another officer who had only been a police officer with that department for about 6 months after a series of bad interactions with residents. And so that same report found that that same officer had to be let go from another law enforcement job because of a series of, quote, alleged transgressions, end quote. And so right now, the department, the whole department, quit effective Saturday. Y'all, do you understand how absolutely absurd this story is? And people out there are still defending police officers. I mean, honestly, they make my job easier, because when the average person sees people still defending cops when stories like this is out there, it makes me look like a rock star. It makes my job easier. The people who still defend cops, they do my work for me. Especially when people can easily use Google the same way that I did to put out this story. Listen, y'all, it's to the point, whereas if you don't get the point, you're trying to not get the point. Police officers cannot be trusted when you have an entire department that has to resign because they simply can't be trusted to be police officers. That is absurd. Absurd, I tell you. Absurd.